Watch this jaded guy that wants to be a comedian talk about his opinion on the Hawk Tuah girl. Everybody acts like it's different now.
Right.
But, like, 10 years ago, we'd be like, that girl came out with that Friday song, and suddenly I'm nobody.
The Hawk Tuah girl quit her job and moved to LA and got a manager.
Yeah. She gave away $500,000 to, like, an animal rescue or whatever, and still is a millionaire.
That's crazy.
I know. Good
From
for
what?
her.
From a drunken interview in the streets of...
I always think that the guy that interviewed her, is he frustrated?
resentful?
Yeah, because, like, he did that.
He should be, honestly.
He found her.
And
now she's got the Talk Tuah podcast.
She should have given him $500,000.
There's also a podcast called, because she does the Talk Tuah podcast.
She's a podcast?
You didn't know that?
No.
Dude, yeah. She's like,
I
Whitney
can't.
Cummings was her first guest. She has the Talk Tuah podcast. It's like number 3 podcast in the world, or
Whitney
maybe that's
Cummings
a joke.
was the first...
Yeah, dude, it's a very popular podcast.
What does she talk about?
Tuahing. These two guys that I love on TikTok, they've been doing the Talk Tuah podcast. So they do like a Talk Tuah podcast retrospective where
Really?
it's like 2 guys dissecting an episode of the time. It's so
Is
funny.
it good?
Yeah.
Good for them.
Very meta.
They found their niche.
I know, right?
Very meta. It is very meta.
It is. We should do that. Speaking of
Okay.
meta, I'm mad at Facebook right now.
Okay. Isn't your petty story also about Facebook?
Yeah, kinda.
Okay.
About Instagram. Shall we get into it?
Yeah, do it. Oh, wait. This is Joey Bragg.
Oh, yeah. I'm Joey Bragg. This is Jamie Bliss.
This is Talk Petty to Me.
Big podcast. Huge. Right under Talk Tuah with Haley Welch. That's her name, right? Why do I know that?
I don't know.
Do you ever have that where you like know something subconsciously and then you say it and you're like,
Yeah.
neato.
But normally if I try to recall something, it's nowhere. Someone asked me the name of the girl I nanny the other day and I had to look it up. I spend every day with this child. And I
Don't know her name?
Gone. It was gone.
Yeah.
Well, I do now. It's
Good.
But I had the dog, I had the parents, and I couldn't.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
I was like, do I have dementia? Like, I actually got nervous.
Maybe. I know, like, every superhero's alter ego and, like, what city they're based out of, and then I meet...
Insert picture of Joey's bedroom.
I see someone I've met at Flappers a bunch of times at Target today, and I'm like...
Should we have someone take a shot every time you mention Flappers? Because it's a lot.
I'm their marketing guy.
You talk about Flappers a lot.
Well, if this comes out, and it won't, but this Friday, November 22nd, I was thinking about this on my little morning walk this morning. Sidebar.
Yeah.
There's a neighbor that's walking a different dog every day.
And it's his job.
Dog trainer, dog walker.
Yeah.
Duh. Never mind. Okay.
You thought you'd unlocked a conspiracy.
I was like, I think it's a different universe every time I step up that door, but you're absolutely right.
Probably just
and
his
now I
job.
think about it, he has a little fanny pack and a clicker too, so that makes sense. Damn it, I'm so stupid. I went through a friend breakup recently, which I think are more difficult than breakups.
Yes.
And I think because like a breakup, you're like, I don't see us enjoying a future together. I don't see us living together. I don't see us having kids or being a family. And because of that, I don't want to be with you and lead you on anymore.
You're not making a good argument for friend breakups being harder.
Friend breakup?
I don't see having a family with you. I don't see you being a good mom. I don't see living with you.
But that's like excuses. That's like legitimate. You to be a partner of somebody, you have to be with them and be partners. To be a friend with somebody, you have to just like text me on my birthday. And so when you say you don't want to be my friend anymore, it's very little effort to be a friend. Like, I see you when it's convenient, or I get a text from you, and you say, I don't want to be your friend anymore. It's like, I don't want to put in any effort. I don't like you so much that I don't want to have any connection with you at all.
Your bar for friendship is very low.
Yeah, text me on my birthday.
Which is very telling.
My best friend texted me again.
Different issues, which we can certainly uncover. But also, I think with romantic relationships, there's like the knowledge going in that it might end.
Yeah.
Friendships, you're like...
It'll fizzle, perhaps. I just texted a friend that I haven't talked to in apparently 9 months.
Yeah.
Because I texted him and I was like, hey man, just thinking about you. Blank came up. Let's go get a sandwich next week or something. He texted me back. No words, just a picture of his newborn baby laying on his chest. It was born like 3 days before. I was like,
Joey.
I guess it's been about 9 months since I reached out. So I went through a friend breakup with this guy, or woman. Doesn't matter. Just keep it vague, just so the audience doesn't know. But anyway.
Are you trying to wink because your whole mouth moved?
I can wink.
Why does your lip twitch?
It's open
Is that
mouth.
on purpose?
Everybody winks with a wide open mouth.
Is that why he broke up with
Yeah. We are in this industry where people are constantly trying to like make it on Instagram or TikTok.
On Instagram.
And this was something that was fraught throughout our relationship. There was a constant want to pop off on Instagram or have something go viral. And I was blamed a lot for not trying hard enough to do that.
Like by purposely saying things.
By purpose, just not like sharing everything or not posting everything to my personal page. This relationship fell apart in a very like explodey way. I texted him a few times. I could read the text. I texted him a few times like, we've been friends for so many years. You texted me every birthday. That's important. Like, if now that things have fizzled down, let's get lunch. Never text me back. Never. I like hear through the grapevine that they're like talking shit about me to other people. Yeah. Okay. I'm not the kind of person to do something that is not petty. Like, I don't even know what that is.
You can't rise above.
I can't. What would I do? Like, what? Just like let it happen and then just be? No, I have to.
What would I do?
I don't even know what that is.
How would I be the bigger person?
Yeah, literally.
Sit still.
What would I do? How would I be?
You would do nothing. Probably.
Yeah. See, that sucks. That's boring. And so my petty story on Talk Petty to Me this week is that anytime I see.
I like the headline.
Yeah, I'm media trained.
Hi, I'm JOEY BRAGG from Liv and Maddie, and you're watching Disney Channel.
Anytime they post something on Instagram or TikTok, I will report it. Yeah. Or I will go on Instagram, you can click something that says, I'm not interested, do not like, or I don't think this is good for Instagram. And every single time I'll be like, I do not think this is good for Instagram.
That's when you choose every time?
Yeah, it's like the thing that carries the most weight.
Every time they post something.
There's a few times where I've been like, this is going to crash and burn on its own, so I'm just going to let this one, I'm not going to influence this one, yeah.
What's great about that is that you still have to seek out the content in order to report it.
It's like with an ex-girlfriend, though. Like, we're all supposed to pretend that we're cool and we moved on and we don't care. But then every time it's nighttime and you're in bed, you're like, I'm going to see what they're doing. It's that same curiosity. And I use that curiosity to spite
report
them.
it.
Yeah. And I will say, I have not seen a clip do what I would consider well since this happened.
Do you think you're solely responsible for that?
I like to think that if things were different, if they were nicer, if they didn't put so much effort into like hurting me after, that maybe things would be different. But they put they put this on themselves.
And the clips not doing well make you feel
good.
Yeah,
very good.
Okay.
I have all the receipts because like they were actively horribly mean to me. The pettier thing will be releasing the text of like
releasing the receipts.
Yeah. My therapist told me cathartically, she was like, you can and you are well within your rights, and that is someone that is horribly bullying you and is a narcissist.
Your therapist told you to release the receipts?
She's not necessarily told me to release them, but she
didn't say don't release them.
Didn't say don't.
My old therapist used to tell me that nothing was my business. Like, I would be like, why is my boyfriend doing this? She was like, it's none of your business.
Really?
Yeah. And your therapist is like, do it.
Oh, dude, my therapist is...
Release it.
Both therapists that I have are Medi-Cal therapists, and part of me is like, I'm their first client they've ever had. Because my therapist right before this was like, I was like, I'm smoking too much weed, and I'm getting to a point where it's like all I look forward to, and I think it's just like not for the right reasons. And she goes, you should try a different strain. Maybe if you smoke more, it won't affect you and make you anxious.
Is that true?
Yeah, this is the therapist.
It's like, why don't you come with me?
Yeah.
We'll get high together. Yeah.
So is that petty?
It's not petty.
Because it was one of those things, I gaslight myself so quickly. Like, I'm telling myself, this person said, like, you let me down, you're an asshole, you're the worst. I'm like, I believe them.
Am I the worst?
Yeah. It's hard because we're in this business where we are the product, but we're also the salesman.
Yeah.
And so, write that down, huh? Probably my favorite book of all time, it's a comic book, but I also read regular books without pictures. It's Watchmen. You've heard of it, probably, right?
Uh-huh. It's a TV show.
Yeah. It's a TV show and a movie. Oh. Written by this guy, Alan Moore, who is like big, long gray hair, big, long gray beard. He wrote
Dumbledore.
Literally. He wrote Swamp Thing, a bunch of like very psychedelic-y 80s like acid trippy kind of comic books. It's when comics went from we know were being read by adults, but we still had to be marketed to kids, to we're making comic books for adults, marketed for adults. Oh, okay. And so he wrote Watchmen. It's a Cold War story. I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's a Cold War story. Yeah, you're never going to read it. But it's really good, and it is 12 issues with a beginning, middle, and an end, and no setup for sequel. Like, you never see these characters ever again. And it's a good standalone book.
Perfect.
Because it did so well, and people were talking about it, highly acclaimed. And what happens with stuff like that is that they want to make more. Guy tried to make a movie in 2006, Zack Snyder, and it was the first time that this had been adapted into anything besides the book. Alan Moore, the writer, big long hair, big gray beard, looks like Dumbledore, identifies as a wizard. He, after hearing that they're going to make the movie of his book, casts a curse on anybody that wants to develop his book outside of the original book it was.
So he cursed them.
So he cursed Zack Snyder, who made the movie, and like the movie is bad. This is getting into like fanboy minutia, but like he changed the end. Like he did everything. He was like script. Everything shot for shot was the same as the book, and then he like reinvented a new ending, and it's dumb. Hate it. Okay. So bad. Curse. Every single time they try to develop something, they wrote like a after Watchmen book and a prequel Watchmen book. Yeah. Curse them. And he sits there and he like does a seance, like probably kills a lamb or something. Like
he announces it?
Yeah, he's like, I am cursing these. I am cursing anything that has to do with this thing I created. They made that show for HBO. Yeah. Damon Lindelof, the creator of that, is like, I felt the curse. It's like, I know for sure that we were cursed because like everything was going wrong on the day. He felt this presence of Alan Moore's curse. And
that's crazy.
And they like continue to not really touch it as much as they touch a bunch of other IP that is like, you know, milked for all it's worth because of a curse.
In terms of petty people, like that's the best case scenario for him. Because it worked. His pettiness like panned out.
Or like
it got what he wanted.
It curse, and even if curses aren't real, like it's like a confirmation bias. Yeah, you're like seeing all this bad stuff happen. You're like,
it's the curse.
It's the curse. And I was like, this guy wrote a book. People are like, I love your book. I want to like write my own fan fiction about your book. And he's like, I'm gonna f***ing curse you.
Do you believe in the curse?
I don't believe in curses, period.
I know, but like everything has been bad or like...
Yeah, I mean, it's funny.
It's
not working. I was thinking about that the other day because I was like, that is like the most petty thing you can do. Yeah. Because it's so much, I assume, effort on your end.
It's very extreme.
To put a curse. I assume it takes a lot of like...
If you're a wizard, it's probably very easy.
Probably,
you know what he's doing.
Shake a stick and be like, no more watching. But then that show came out and it was like really good. The HBO show got like critical acclaim and won a bunch of Emmys and stuff. So how powerful is the curse really? I want to be that level of petty. I want to be the kind of petty where you like...
I believe in you.
Yeah?
You want to curse?
I want to curse somebody. I want to like call upon the gods to ruin somebody's life.
I think you wishing ill is putting a lot of bad juju into the...
That's true.
Puts it out into the universe.
Do you believe in like putting energy out there? Like curse is one thing, but like...
The energy?
Yeah.
I don't want to. You watch people be positive and get positivity, but to me it's like a chicken and the egg thing. It's like, are you already experiencing good things so it's easy for you to like stay positive, or is it really like you get out what you put it? I don't know what direction it goes in.
Or is it like you buy a car, then you see that car on the road all the time and you never saw it before?
Right.
Are you seeing it because you're looking for it?
Right.
There's this coincidence thing that this Harvard professor was talking about how coincidences will make people believe something, like in religion, or make people believe in like a curse. Sure. But in real life, coincidences are constantly not happening. There's like an infinite number of coincidences that could be happening every second that aren't. So when it does happen, it's significant, but in real life...
Makes my brain hurt.
I know, right?
Do you believe in energy?
I don't know.
It doesn't really seem like you're...
It doesn't necessarily, but sometimes something will happen, or like, I get the placebo thing. I get the... Yeah. You're like looking for something to happen and it happens. I also, like you said, like see those people that are like positive and cool and good stuff happens to them, and I'm like, everything's so...
Yeah. Okay, we both have to go to work.
Yeah, look at us. Well done.
Okay, congrats. Email us, talkpettytomecast@gmail.com.
You got a petty story, send it our way and we'll talk about it.
You have to hear it in the voice.
Farewell, everybody.
Okay.
like monkeys writing Shakespeare.
What?
The monkeys with infinite time and a typewriter will eventually write Shakespeare. Did you hear that?
No.
Yeah. Monkeys with infinite time and a typewriter will eventually write Shakespeare because, like, infinite time, they'll accidentally... Seems like it would take quite a while, though.
Yeah, they'd have to live forever.
Yeah.
So there's no way to test.
And they're also, by that logic, are also writing Watchmen and writing...
Sure.
Jamie Bliss blog.
Yeah. That might be easier for them to attain than Shakespeare.
Yeah.